Building relationships. Do we really know our students? This is a very simple question. And during my training workshops, I have asked this question from maybe hundreds of teachers, and most of them with a lot of experience. And all of them say, yes, I know my students. So I would ask, okay, what kind of students do you have? So normally the teachers talk in these terminologies: average, brilliant, slow learners, very good or good or satisfactory, like these. And when I switch the question to this simple statement, do you really know what kind of learners you have in your classroom? And guess what? With all due respect, I could not ever get a very proper answer. Maybe because most of them missed the first step while developing a relationship with the students, and that's why it's been really a problem how and why it's really important to have a relationship with the students. Well, if I as a teacher do not know my audience, all my lesson planning, all my hard work all year through, all my shouting and yelling and trying hard to make them understand will not be really fruitful, because I simply missed the first thing, and that is I don't know my students. So when I say, do we really know our students? By that I mean, do we really know what kind of learners I have in my classroom? So today we will be talking about the first type of learner. Now you can find a lot of learner types, but I would recommend that use these 4 simple types while grouping your students. So when the schools reopen, you go back, you will now group your students on the basis of their learning styles. And I would tell you how to identify their learning styles. So the 4 simple learning styles for the students are the visual learners, the auditory learners, the read and write learners, and the kinesthetic learners. So we'll be discussing these 4 one by one in each video. So today I'm going to talk about the visual learner. Okay? Because these types of learners, when you will group your students on the basis of these types of learners, you will find a lot of change in yourself as a teacher. Because then you will be directly going up to their demand and their requirement, because different learners have different requirements. Okay, so maybe when teachers complain a lot about some students who make a lot of distractions in the class, or disturbances, or making noise, or disturb you during the lecture, the problem is that the teacher does not know what type of learners they are. So in your lesson planning, the thing which attracts them, these specific students who are making noise and disturbances, is missing in your lesson planning. That is the problem, and teachers could not identify the problem. So let's try to address this problem, and maybe will be helpful in solving the problem as well. So the first type is the visual learner. Very simple, very easy, as the name suggests. They see and they remember. Right now, if you close your eyes and recall last Sunday, which program did you watch, or which kind of movie did you watch, or any book which you have read, if you can visualize its title page or something you visualize in your mind, that means you are a typical example of visual learners. Okay, so let's see visual learners' strong points. What are the strengths of visual learners? Visual learners are instinctively very good at following directions. They can easily visualize objects. They have a great sense of balance. They are excellent organizers. They have a strong sense of colors. So you might have seen a lot of students, even they are not asked to do it, but they use a lot of colors in their assignments. That will tell you that this specific child is a visual learner. They can easily find words in a dictionary or in a lesson page, a paragraph. They quickly do it because they belong to the visual type of learner. And if you play this simple game, we've been playing this a lot, 2 similar pictures with some differences, and we played who will find the differences. The visual learners find it very quickly. from others. Okay, so these are some of the strong points which you can really check in your students, and you can then identify which are the visual learners. Now, being a teacher, what do you need to do for the visual learners in your lesson planning? You need to add images, you need to add colors, you need to add visuals if possible. You need to use your board. You need to appreciate them in writing. You know, when you check your assignment, do not just say, very good, you have done well. You need to write it down. Okay, it's really very important for a visual learner. Then you can use different kind of flashcards at the lower level, or objects at the lower level, because they will not understand much if you're not using any of these tools and you're just trying hard to explain them verbally or orally. That's not really very good strategy for the visual learners. So you as a teacher when now after we will finish the 4 types, you will make a lesson plan, and then you will put everything for the 4 types of learners, and then you will see that, okay, does my lesson plan contain everything for that addresses the needs and requirements of the 4 types of learners? If yes, perfect, I'm doing the right thing. Okay, so listen to the video again, the strengths of the visual learners, and the next important thing is how the tips which I gave you, that how the teacher can add in her lesson planning the things that really attract the visual learners, the visual learning students. Okay, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. We'll be again discussing the next auditory learners in the next video. Thank you very much.